Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am here before you early in the morning. And I've told you in the past that I'm not very good at makeup. I've already cleansed and moisturized my face. And I'm getting ready for a consult with Tajanel Chinyere. I am going to pull my hair back into a style in preparation for this consult so that she can see all that she needs to see about my face. I'm going to use my goodie clip to make myself presentable. And my hair is done. Stay tuned for the video that is to come. Have a great day.
Hi. Yep.
Lighting good enough?
Yes, ma'am.
I brought along everything that I own.
Okay, great. I'm excited.
Oh, me too.
All right, so let's get started. So first things first, I always start with the brows. And so for me, I think the perfect product to use is a pencil. And I have the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Pencil. So if you have a brow pencil, this is definitely a good one to use if you don't. And also a spoolie. So pencil and a spoolie. And the spoolie is just used to comb out your brows.
So I'm gonna keep it simple and just make sure that I have a brow pencil and a spoolie.
Right, yep.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Because I know I have a brow pencil, I need a spoolie, and I might have one.
If you have like an old toothbrush, that works just as well. So if you have it, or if you want to go out and get the spoolie, it's fine.
Got an old toothbrush. We'll even use a soft new toothbrush.
Yep.
And my eyebrow pencil.
Yep, that'll work. The next thing to me is skin, and I always say get a moisturizer for sure. And you know your skin. I have combination skin, which means I have oily and dry skin. And I like to use the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Cream. This is affordable. You can get this at the drugstore. There you have like so many different moisturizers. But if you have one that you like that you already have, use that.
Yes.
The next thing I would say is a primer. That I tell everybody that is something I just don't budge on. Only because you need something to protect your natural skin from the product. And so when you wipe it off, nothing went into your pores. You know, that's like a barrier. It protects your skin, it's like a barrier, but it also acts like an adhesive. So when you're going to put your foundation, or it could be anything, because some days I don't feel like wearing foundation, but any other product on top of it, it makes sure it doesn't like move. It kind of locks in.
So with the primer, if I am not gonna put anything else on my skin after I moisturize it and cleanse it, I don't need primer.
Right, yeah, you don't need it. I would say a lot of people still use the primer because after they go in with their sunscreen, it's like just another barrier to protect them from anything that's like exposing yourself to the sun or, you know, the environment. You don't have to though.
Okay, great. So is the primer somewhat translucent or transparent so that it's not something that build?
Yes, it can be. So I have like 3 different primers here. The more affordable one is the e.l.f. one. I love e.l.f. for anything affordable. It's called the Poreless Putty, but if you can see, it's like pink tint to it. And so when you rub it in, shears out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There are tinted primers, I will say that.
Okay.
But most of them, they're sheer. Like, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, so would you email me later or text me the primer that you just mentioned?
The e.l.f. one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if I put it on my face, it should just pretty much blend in.
Yep, I got you.
Okay, good. All right. So we have we've done
the brows.
Yes.
Yep, brows, primer. So we're still on the skin. To me, I call this like the foundation of it all. The next thing would either be your foundation, or I know you mentioned you had a BB cream.
Right.
So yeah, that's the next thing that would go in after your primer. So if you already have that, you just make sure that your shade is the correct one for the season, but I'm pretty sure you're good. If you have a brush versus a sponge or a beauty blender.
You know, I have a beauty blender that needs to be washed because I know I can wash the beauty blender. You said if I have a brush rather than a beauty blender, what brush would you suggest? I mean, the way the brush looks, not necessarily the brand.
Okay, typically you want them to have like a flat top, kind of like this. Yep, just like that. And it's like, yep, exactly like that.
So I can put these 2 things together and say they serve the same purpose.
In a sense, because of the angle and the shape of it, like you can use it for multiple things, but specific brushes, because of the size of them, you may not put it under your eye because that's like an intricate little spot, or you may not want that big size if you're just doing like, you know, just contouring right here, because it may get, you know, all over the place. I like brushes because of how the finish is. It allows you to spread the product but still lays down really nice, whereas sponges, to me, they soak up the product, but it has like an airbrush finish. So I use both of them at the same time to like help reinforce the other.
Okay, so sometimes what I'll do with this, and not very often because I am not paying much attention to the detail of the makeup, so what I'll do is like right in here, like something like that, or under here. Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. You can throw an idea.
So I know I'll be using those 2 things.
Right. Yep. After your foundation, I like to use contour, and there are 2 different ways you could do this. So you could either use a powder contour, which is more of a bronzer, after you like put your cream, your highlight on your eyes. But they do have cream contours as well, and it just depends. Everything depends on what you're going for and what you want to look like in the end, what you want to accentuate. But I typically go in with a cream contour, and there are some that come in a stick form like this, so you can just kind of like draw it on. And then, like I said, there's some that just come in regular looking palette one like this, and you get your brush and or a sponge, and you just take it and apply it that way.
I'm going to show you this, and I want you to know that this is one of the brands that you've used, even if you have not used this palette.
Okay, yeah.
And it's called, drum roll. Anastasia.
Oh, yeah.
Contour kit. And it's just that I got it from TJ Maxx some time ago. And you will notice that this is what I have, and I'm wondering if this will suffice.
Is that powder? That looks like powder from here.
It looks like it's like a powder.
Pressed powder?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That'll work.
Oh, okay, great. So then I know that I have a proper contouring kit.
Right. Show me the shades one more time. Because the one thing that you just have to be sure of is that the highlight and contour, it like works together. So you don't want anything too light or something that's not dark enough to contour. I would say to test it out on your skin.
Like, is this the darker one? I think
it look from this. Yeah, from here it does look like the darkest.
Okay, I'll try it out just to see what it looks like on my skin, not knowing exactly where everything goes. But I think
So what you want to do, the darker one, you could even swatch it on your hand or your face. It doesn't matter, but you want to make sure that it's darker than your skin, the darker one. And then the lighter one, you don't want it to look like a ghost.
Right. I don't want it to pop out, but just to see a little bit of whatever. Because I'll tell you that sometimes what I do is, we've talked about my BB cream. And so I know that this is very, very light. This works well. I think you used when you did my face before.
Right.
For that Mother's Day video that I did. But what I'll do sometimes is after, and I don't know if I'm putting it the right place, but I tend to look at my face. And this one is a little light. So I will take just a little dab of this and put it like right in here. One of the last things I do. And then I sort of blend it just right around here. And I just like the way it looks. It takes away what I said to you before, that droop kind of look. It seems to lift things up.
Yeah, and that's exactly where it's supposed to put it. So when you do highlight, you put it underneath your eyes, and you go all the way back, like right, almost close to your eyebrow. So like at this angle, because that's all of the areas that tend to like come down, like you said, like droop. So yeah, you're doing it right.
And so when I do that with that, what kind of brush should I use?
It's two different brushes that I typically use. And one is just like a flat brush. It can be bigger than this. I'm trying to see. Something like this. Can you see that?
I can see that. I want you to see these.
Okay. Those look more like
and they're not,
brushes.
but they're not flat.
Well, yeah, and they're for your eyes. That's considered like a flat brush. Yeah.
Okay. Because on the other side, this is what I had.
Okay.
I'm just turning it around so you can see it looks the same. But this is,
Yeah, that's what you would use to like apply it. So you would
right under.
Yeah, you would take it and bring it down and just apply it in the general areas where you're going to actually blend it out.
I think this is more of what you were telling me about, because that's flat.
Yeah. But both of them. Both of them.
All right. They just had to be cleaned. I will be cleaning for our next get together. Yes.
So you can use a sponge to blend it out, or you can use another brush like this. This is a fluffier brush, and it's called a blending or setting brush. And you can use that to blend it out.
So could that be this end of it?
No, it's a little too dense.
I got you.
So you need something a little fluffier.
Is this fluffy enough?
Yes. Because I was about to say, even something like this, I could use. So yeah, that's similar to this. And you would just be a little gentle when you're blending it out. This is like the perfect size for that area, to where it's like you're not there all day, but you're still getting the intricate moment.
Okay, and this one's a little bit bigger, but could I use that?
You probably could. Yep. You got it all, mama.
All right.
You like, listen. After you do contour, and then we kind of really briefly talked about highlight, but still concealer, to use a liquid concealer, or I'm not a fan of powdered highlights, only because I feel like you just get a better effect with your skin if you use liquid, but some people do. So it's just really, like I said, it's up to you.
This is the concealer.
Yes, perfect. I love it.
NYX, and it's
perfect. Cream, yes, absolutely. Okay, great. This is better than any of my other ones.
All right, I'm glad.
Because most people are like writing stuff down like, oh, I don't have that. I don't have that. No.
So you can know more of what I do to try to mimic what you do. And when I turn my face and like, to me, I can see light and dark, and I want to keep I want to keep that same thing, you know, even with makeup.
Right.
And when it comes to, I know right in this area, you had told me that I could contour, use like a darker
shade. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what I had been using is this, and it is a liquid.
There you go.
Okay,
That's exactly what I was talking about before. And the beauty about makeup is you don't absolutely need something to say specifically as contour. You can just go up shades, down shades, and it could be foundation, it can be concealer, it can be, you can use it however you like. And the next thing we're going to talk about is blush. So even blush now is starting to become like, oh, put it wherever you want. Right. Because it used to be just on your cheeks. Now people are putting on their forehead, their nose, their chin, dang near on their lip. They have liquid ones, but you know, the traditional ones I think are the powdered ones. I believe those are the traditional ones.
And I'm going to let you see the blush that I do have. It's by e.l.f.
Yes. I love it.
I want you to know what I do sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know, my lip color, and you've seen some of my pictures. What I've done is this. It's like sometimes when I feel like I have too much on my lips, I may do like this. I may take this brush.
Yes.
And I'll just run it over my lips, and then I'll put it on my cheeks.
Mom, I'm telling you, you are you're more prepared than what you think. So fun playing in makeup because there's rules, and then you can break the rules, and then you can make new rules, and you know, whatever works for you. So that's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
And this is my, I keep getting this. This is my e.l.f. palette of blush.
Yep, that's perfect. And actually, let me see that again. The darker shade, is that a brown looking shade? I can't tell from here.
It is a brown looking shade. This one right here.
Cause I'm not sure how it looks on your skin, but even there, that can be used as a bronzer. So bronzers are used to add more definition to your face, bringing more color back. And to me, like the cream contour accentuates whatever angles you really want to be defined. Whereas like I said, the bronzer just brings a little bit more flesh tone color back to your face.
Where would you put the bronzer?
Really like right over where you contour. So like I said, the contour is just a little more darker, and it really is going to cut your face to whatever shape you want it to be. Just layers. That's all it is.
Right. Okay, great.
Now let's move on to the eyes. And actually, wait, let's back up. Powder. Typically loose powder to like set your entire face because you just went in with liquid. And so a lot of people like to put, some people like to put pressed powder, but loose powder to me is great. So that way when you go in to spray your face, it like really sets in and soaks up all the product and everything's just in place. You can use air spun. I love them. e.l.f. has one, NYX has one. Everybody has a loose powder. And typically for our skin tone, I always recommend banana or just a translucent or one that's like close to your shade. To the eyes, a palette, eyeshadow palette. Okay. That would be the next thing.
So I am going to show you what I have. This palette is what? Beyond Bare eyeshadow palette. Must Have Beauty must have made it. And I'm going to show you two different palettes that I have. And they're completely different. And so this is one of my palettes, eye palettes.
Yeah, that's a good neutral. And so
that one's neutral.
Right.
And then I have another palette that I inherited. And
ooh, yes. Now that's the palette that I usually go for.
Okay, all right. So just for something a little different for me, maybe when we get together for that session, I'll use this one.
Yeah.
Me out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
It has the, for eyes and lips as well. Because this part over here, let me get it in there.
Oh, it's a lipstick. Yeah, that's perfect.
Excuse me. Yeah.
That is perfect.
And then blushes are...
Yeah. And are those highlights too? The other two on the other side?
On the other side, I think those are highlights. I'll read.
Great.
And let you know. Okay, great. Yes, because it has 35 eyeshadows, 10 lip colors, 2 blushes, 1 bronzer, 1 highlight.
Gotcha.
Yeah, then it has, supposed to have the brushes in there, but maybe I already showed you the brushes.
Right. Oh, and then of course the brushes now. If you have any.
Oh, so the brushes that I showed you, remember, those were eye brushes. So
right.
There was
perfect. Got you. Yep.
Got you. So
that'll work. And then along with the eyeshadow, it depends again, but I always tell people if you want eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, mascara, or lashes.
One of the things you already know that I don't want is
lashes.
So I do have my mascara, and I try to keep a backup one. These are okay.
Yes, I love those.
To me, my eyes don't open wide when I look in a camera or whatever. So the darker it is, the more closed it looks.
So there is a way to help that, because most people, well, I can't say most, but a lot of people have hooded eyes, and I think I even have hooded eyes. I've seen worse, that is for sure. But it's when your eyes are like you said, you feel like you barely have anything, or any space to put any shadow there, or and oftentimes people will ask, "Are you awake?" or "Are you looking at me?" So yeah, that's what I consider. If you have those experiences, those are hooded eyes. But there are ways to help that. And one of the ways is when you're putting a liner or your waterline, so the bottom part of your eyelid, I would use a lighter liner. If you want your eyes to look like I'm awake and I actually have eyes, I always say go for a tan shade. So this is the color that I would say it is. And it's not white. A lot of people go for white, but white gives you that Barbie doll look, where this gives you that just I'm awake. It goes right under there. And if you wanted to try it, look for that liner that's a little bit brighter.
Just remember to put that in my email, please.
I will.
Thank you.
The last few things, of course, if you wanted to, is highlight, but you have that. And then your lips. So a lip liner, and you know me, I love a good chocolate liner, but I play in other shades every now and then.
But that's what I like as well. I like it, the chocolate look. I usually use and when I say chocolate, I mean something. This is brown.
Yes.
In a recent picture of mine, I used that brown liner, and I think this was the color that I use, and it really looks like this on my lip.
I love that.
Brightens up my face.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I have this color that was given to me by a wonderful, this is a Mary Kay lip color.
Yeah.
And a wonderful young lady that's married to one of my sons gave me this by Mary Kay.
Yep, I remember that.
Purple. Now that I have this from Charisma, this lip gloss.
We've got to use that.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay, so you got the lip product set. And then the final thing that you would do is a setting spray.
Okay, because that's something I was interested in.
So it could be in a mist form, and this is by Morphe. I'm pretty sure there's other brands that have a mist form, but it comes out really fine, easy. You don't feel like you're taking a shower, so I love this. That's all just to set everything in and make you feel more refreshed. That is pretty much it. That's all you need.
Okay, great. And so I'll say that I am free every morning this week, with the exception of Friday morning. If you'd like to go ahead and schedule our appointment for our makeup session. And I may still go out and look for some of those things that you've told me about.
Let's do Thursday. So we can do the same time if that works.
That works. 10 o'clock my time. I will see you then.
Yay!
Thank you.
Great.
I enjoyed this. I
did too.
All right.
Thank you, Mama.
Hey, girl.